Hey guys, it's Elias. Welcome back to the vlog. As you can see right behind me, we have a Colorado ZR2, my Colorado ZR2, and we're taking the first big road trip in the car. And I want to share with you my experiences, my first impressions, how it feels, and how I feel after 6 hours of driving. Let's go ahead and get started. I'll show you around and I'll show you what I'm most excited about, and let's get going. First, I do want to mention that normally I would be taking out the 335D. Unfortunately, it needs a whole bunch of work, and I haven't had the time to take it to a mechanic to basically get the 100,000 mile maintenance done on the car. So it'll sit here because we're doing a 6-hour drive today. The other car I would have taken would be this one, the Type R, but I really don't want to put that many miles on it. It's supposed to be my race car. It's not supposed to be my daily driver. I've been using it as a daily for a while. So I went ahead and got myself a pickup truck, and here it is, the Colorado ZR2. So what am I most excited about for this truck, for this trip? Well, first of all, I've never owned a truck. I've never owned a pickup truck, and I just bought this one. So I'm excited to feel how it feels like driving a pickup truck through the highway, through different roads that I'm not familiar with, because I drive sports cars for pretty much my entire driving life. So every time I'm driving around, I have to make sure I'm aware of the potholes, I'm aware of the bumps and the scrapes and things like that can happen. With this thing, especially with the ZR2, I'm not going to feel any of the bumps. I'm not going to feel any of the issues. I can run over pretty much anything, and I don't have to worry about it. So I think driver fatigue will be a lot better in this truck than anywhere else. I'm excited for the diesel engine. Yes, it is a diesel engine, and I'm excited to see what kind of mileage I can get. I know it's a pickup truck, and people are like, oh, you shouldn't care about the mileage, but I do, because, you should. It's not free. Fuel isn't free, and if you're driving 6 hours in one day, you're going to be spending a lot of time filling up if your truck eats up the fuel. The other thing I'm of course looking forward to is to see how comfortable the seats really are. So they are leather seats. They're really nicely leather appointed. They're pretty comfortable from what I've seen, but I want to see how they are long distance. A long time is going to be spent on these seats today. So we'll see how that goes, and I'm going to be testing out the Android Auto. I tested it out on the Type R. I didn't like it. I'm going to see if there's a difference with this new truck right here to see if, if it's the car or if it's Android Auto overall. So I'm going to be testing all that out. I'm going to be excited. I'm going to be documenting it for you guys. I'll give you guys periodic updates as we go along, how the truck feels, my first impressions, etc. So let's go ahead, have some fun, see how the truck does. So it's been about 2 hours now since we started driving this thing. We're going over to Connecticut. We're actually crossing 3 different states back and forth, 6 in total. So that's a lot of states. So we're crossing New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, then back to New York, and through Jersey back to Pennsylvania. That's a lot of states. That's a lot of driving. And for the first 2 hours, honestly, I'm not even fatigued. I feel like I just started driving this thing. I'm actually kind of upset that it took me this long to buy a pickup truck, because if you don't know, I've actually never owned a pickup truck. I've never owned an American car, and this is really cool. Never bought an American car. I never even considered one until now. I'm glad I did, because I am so comfortable. Right now we're on local roads. We're just taking a break. We're getting something to eat. We definitely don't need fuel. We're averaging about 25 miles to the gallon, which is great considering this car only has 300 miles on the odometer total. So we're going to be obviously driving a lot more. It looks like it should be around 600 miles by the time we're done, and I'll let you guys know how we do at the end. But for now, what are my first impressions? Well, the engine is very willing. I mean, you just put your foot down and it goes. So, I've read online there's just some hesitation to it. The throttle response is not that good. I don't know where you people are getting this information from. The people that are driving this thing. This thing feels great when you get off the highway, when you get on the local roads. Very responsive for a diesel. And like I said, it's for a diesel. Don't expect for this thing to be flying around like a V8. If you had a V8 truck before, don't expect this thing to be as responsive as that. It's not going to be. So for a diesel, this thing is really good, and honestly, I am more than satisfied with it. That's not to say I won't be tuning it. I already have the itch to tune this thing because just how good it is. It just feels so good to drive. On the highway, it's been a pleasure to drive. This seat is really comfortable. So far, only a couple of nitpicks. The first one is the thigh support's not really there in my opinion. And the left footrests. What are they thinking? It's useless. Maybe my seat's not positioned right, I don't know. But you know, in the 2 hours that I've basically driven this car, it's already made apparent that I need to replace or somehow change that footrest on the left-hand side, the death pedal, as they call it. It's not good. I love the radio, I love the wheel controls, and I'm actually testing out Android Auto like I told you guys. I was testing it out on the Civic Type R that I own, and Android Auto did not work properly in that car. In this car, or truck, it's been flawless. It's been quite flawless, and I'm really, really impressed. So, alright, I'm going to continue driving on here, let you guys know how I feel after a full 6-hour drive. I'm doing it today, so I'm going there 3 hours and back 3 hours. 6 hours total, and we'll see how this truck does. But so far, I'm loving it.